Welcome to Sensibly Cynical. My name is Sean, and I have a fantastic episode lined up. What a treat I have in store. Today, I will be talking with Darrin, the owner of Ghoulish Creations. This guy is awesome. He handcrafts his own masks and is a one-of-a-kind artist that I'm so thrilled to have on the show today. Enjoy the interview. And with me on the line, he is an amazing horror artist, the owner of Ghoulish Creations. Darrin, what's up, buddy?
Hey, what's going on?
So, how did you get the passion for this?
So, I just always, ever since I was real little, my brother and I would sneak and watch horror movies, and I just developed a passion for it because it would always freak me out to wit's end, and, I'd have terrible nightmares. Then I just became obsessed with getting that feeling every time I watched a horror movie. I'd always couldn't wait till we could go to Blockbuster and rent a video, a VHS, and back in those times, and it was always an exciting time for me. Every Friday night we'd go do that, go out, hang out with our friends, and then she'd get a babysitter, and we'd all watch horror movies, and then it's just a great time.
I have a story behind that too. When I was 17, my friends used to pick on me because I would always be paranoid because I wasn't 18 yet. I was like a little goody two-shoes. I was so scared to go watch a Saw movie. That's what we're going to talk about today, the Saw movie franchise. And I was, because, rated R and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was rated R and then and then I was paranoid, but then I did it anyways, obviously. But, so, which one's your favorite? I know with Saw 2, that one's done the best financially. What's your favorite? Is it because in 2003 there was a short film, and then in 2003 there was a short film, and then that led up to Saw, from regular Saw all the way to Saw 9. What's your favorite?
Out of the Saw series in particular, I would still say that the first one is my favorite, just because I loved all the characters in it, and I like the grittiness of it. It had more of an old school feeling to me, as opposed to, not that the other ones didn't, but I think that the first one captured the essence of a movie that I was usually used to, when I was growing up. So yeah. I always thought the first one was the best one, even though there were a lot of cheesy things about the dialogue at times and whatnot. But I still love the first one more so than any of the other ones.
Well, where are you from?
I'm from Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio.
Oh, Ohio.
Kind of by Cleveland, Akron area.
Oh, so I don't know if you're a sports guy, but LeBron, of course. That's what everyone says when they say Akron, and it doesn't matter if you're a sports guy or not.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really into sports, but he didn't go to school around here. It was probably about 15 minutes away.
Yeah, it's the same thing with the Lakers with Kobe. It's they're to the point where one name and that's it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So what was your thought? I think we just talked about 1 and 2 for a little bit. What was your thought when Jigsaw died in 3? What was your...
You know what? I got to be honest. I was really disappointed that he died so soon.
Yeah.
I thought they should have kept him going a little bit longer than they did. And I think the later movies somewhat suffered from that, because I think he was the most interesting aspect of that whole series. And then, when Hoffman took over, I think it kind of... I wasn't as interested in as I was in the first 3, because I always thought the messages Jigsaw was saying in the recordings that were being played, I thought that they sounded really brilliant, and I thought the message was better in those ones. And then I think it just kind of diminished as it went on, but it also the continuity throughout that entire series is incredible, and it's really written well. And I would go on to say that it's probably one of the best continuity aspects of almost any horror franchise because they're so interwoven so like tightly that it's just incredible how well
theater. Like that's one way to say it was gory theater, and like and then it had 5 directors, which I'm surprised it was that many, but
because I mean, especially because each one had their different kind of like take on it, but it all fit together so perfectly. I thought, I mean, there's some little things here and there that kind of were like, okay, whatever, but it just tied together so good. I thought it was really awesome how they did that.
Yeah, and then of course you got I don't remember what was the main plot of Saw 4? Do you remember?
Saw 4 is when Detective Hoffman started intervening in the story, and like my girlfriend and I, because I couldn't remember, because I watched a bunch of them as they were coming out, but then I had forgotten like when exactly I stopped watching, because I think I watched until the 5th one, and then I didn't see the 6th or the 7th one, and we watched them not too long ago, like a couple weeks ago. We watched them all back to back.
Wow.
It was mind blowing. Like
I feel, Darrin, I feel honored that you would do that for me. I'm just kidding.
Well, I mean, like I wanted to do it because I had forgotten, because I hadn't seen them for so long. And then when you brought it up, I was like, I really actually want to revisit those and go through them, because I kind of lost like my train of thought, like what was happening and what was unfolding in the story throughout the whole series. And then when I rewatched them, because I remember that, and we were just talking about this, that Hoffman and Strum kind of looked similar. So I was getting kind of confused on which one was which. And then I remembered that when I first watched them, but then we watched them again. They still look similar, but I deciphered better, who was who, and it made a lot more sense. Right. But now that we watched them all like back to back, they're kind of all blending together, and I'm kind of having a hard time deciphering which one is which at this point, because like they happened, and then they tied everything together so well. Like I'm like, wait, what happened in 4, 5, and 6? And then
I just I like how Gordon was always the mentee kind of,
Yeah, exactly. I love Dr. Gordon, because I'd always be joking around and I'd be like, Dr. Gordon.
That shit's hilarious.
Because I think he's my favorite character.
I like how the last, I guess, writers, were Jigsaw and then this Spiral. Like, do you think they'll continue?
Spiral, I think they're really going to go, in the events that were taken before part 1. Mm-hmm. Because, like in the first, or that, the last one where they had that spiral machine that he built, I think that they're going to go, this is kind of going to be like a prequel sort of thing, maybe. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I can't think of where else they would go from here, because, I mean, at that point they would just be backtracking throughout the whole thing. But, I mean, if they can do it, more power to them. But I'm anxious to see like what they're going to do with it. But I think that's what they're going to do. I mean, I'm guessing, but I don't know. I mean, I am excited to see what they're planning with this one.
Yeah, exactly.
And if it's gonna inspire even more sequels, if this is gonna be like a whole nother series.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's go back to what you personally do. Like, explain what you do.
So I usually I started making like Jason masks, and I either do those for each particular movie, or a big seller for me is I do a Crimson Ghost. I paint it by hand. Okay. On the mask, I drill them all, and I sand them all down, do it all by hand, and then I build a lot of the hardware I'll build. Sometimes I get it through a provider. I go through and
so you do all the
distributor.
Yeah, so you do all the the heavy work there, huh?
Yeah. I get the blanks, and then I do all the prep work and stuff, which sometimes it takes even longer than the paint jobs. So honestly, because you gotta do a lot of prep work in order to get them ready for paint. But I usually do that, and then I like to do more obscure things.
Yeah.
And then just opposed to just doing the movie masks, because once you keep doing them over and over, it kind of gets repetitive, and you just kind of want to do something else. But I love painting them and doing different variations and stuff like that. So I mainly do that. Getting into more painting on canvas. I'm taking some online art classes for that.
Oh yeah.
So I can hopefully get better doing that as well.
So I see you got like 2,000 something followers on Instagram. How long have you had like an Instagram following, or has that been like your main source of, I guess, promotion?
Yeah, I usually just stick on there for the most part, because I don't really like Facebook. I never have. So I think Instagram's more visual, and I like that. I like to see what other artists are doing, and there's plenty of them out on Instagram for sure, because I love just being able to see what everybody's creating. And it's definitely inspirational to get all that stuff on your newsfeed. And it makes you want to create definitely a lot more. So I usually try to do that, and it's been, I've been working at that for building the audience for years. I think I started shortly thereafter, because once it was a new platform, I definitely moved over there, and I did some giveaways to help gain some followers.
Oh, really? You did giveaways?
Yeah, I did a couple giveaways.
That's sweet.
Yeah, and it was at the time when it was a lot easier to grow on there. Now it's the new algorithms, and with Facebook buying it, it's it's kind of harder to get an audience on there, because it seems like a lot of the times I'll post something and not a lot of people see it, because I can go into my analytics and check it out. But it's a work in progress.
Yeah. So what?
And then a lot of other platforms are coming out too as well. So it seems like hopefully it's not on the dying breed, but you never know.
Yeah. So what about Saw? We can go through the order here. We got Saw 5 and Saw 6. What do you know about them? I know they had the same screenwriters. I don't know too much about Saw 5. Saw 6 I know a lot about, and 7, But what do you remember from 5? Like, what's your favorite part of it, if you remember it?
5, I believe my favorite part of it was when Hoffman got into that glass coffin. And I think that was 5, correct?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think that was my favorite part of that one. And then, I think that was, And I actually, one of my favorite other characters was Donnie Wahlberg's character.
Sure.
In I like this character on the third one, or the second one, I mean. But, that was cool. And then the 6th one.
Well, Hoffman didn't die in 6, right?
I don't think he died at all.
Yeah, he didn't die at all, yeah.
Yeah, because I think he got away in the end of the 6th one.
Right. So Hoffman.
As far as I remember.
So who were the only? So was it Hoffman and
Strum died, and then I think the 6th
Gordon,
one
right? Of course, Gordon always survives all of them.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the 6th one was with like the real estate people, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So what's your thought on the new one coming out, Spiral? I think that's what when I scheduled this with you, I originally thought that it'd be perfect. We'll schedule this. It's due May. It was supposed to come out May 15th, and then the of course the pandemic kind of ruined those plans. But
exactly.
What's your thoughts on the new movie coming out with Chris Rock, him taking control?
Yeah, I'm actually I'm anxious to see what he does. I think he'll do a good job. It looks cool, like based on the trailer that I saw. And like these comedians that have came into the horror world, I guess you could say. Like the last one, I loved it, and I thought they did an exceptional job. So I'm anxious to see what he does with it.
Do you think it'll be too much too much comedy? Like obviously, like the last ones had comedy, but this is a different style. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm kind of nervous it'll ruin the tradition of it.
Yeah, I can definitely get your concern with that, but I don't know, to be honest with you. But based on on the trailer that I saw. I don't think they're really going to go for the comedic aspect of it. I think they might sprinkle it in here and there, like just to release tension, of certain scenes.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as that, I don't think they're going to go
like
too
lean.
deep
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to go too deep in the comedy aspect. Well, at least I hope not.
Yeah. You like video games, Darren?
Yeah, here and there. I mean, I don't really have a lot of time to do it because I'm always doing something.
Well, they have they have video games and everything back in the day. They had a lot of different things. Video games, obviously movies, shorts. I mean, there was a lot going on for them. It wasn't just a movie, huge franchise. Did it blow up more than you thought it would? Like when it first...
absolutely.
Yeah.
I think at some point I'm sure that they didn't think it was going to go as big as it was because it became an annual Halloween thing, like you were saying.
Right.
And, I think that they killed Jigsaw off too fast, and I think they regretted it from there on out, and that's why they kept going back and back to tie up loose ends and everything and whatnot. But, I didn't think it was going to become such a phenomenon. Because it seemed like it was going to be kind of like a one-off movie when I first saw it in the theater.
Yeah.
But then little did we know, it was like every year they were coming out.
Yeah. Well, what do you do for fun? Like, what are you guys doing during the...
Right now, I mean, I'm just working constantly every day.
Yeah.
I mean, just kind of getting through it. But it's weird, man. It's really bizarre living in a time like this, and I just wanted to kind of go back to normal. Even like to go certain places is just weird. I mean, I want to go to like the movies again.
Yeah, well, good luck with that, Darren, right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's just really crazy, and I didn't even think this was gonna want to explode like it as it has been, and it's just really bizarre. What about you? What are you doing to?
Well, I'm in the border of Alabama and Florida right now. I'm just chilling, man. It's just me talking to ex-girlfriends,
Nice.
Yeah, she won't hear me no ways, but and if she did, I'll just blame it on whiskey, bro. But I'm on the border of Florida and Alabama, right there. Pensacola, if you're familiar with that.
Okay,
it's a small town. So I live there, man, and it's just chilling, bro. Like I'm self-quarantining myself, man. Only way I'm going out is to the store or whatever.
Yeah, because you have to make essential runs here and there. But that's good that you're doing that. That's definitely good.
Yeah, what hobbies are you into?
I mean, honestly, I just love watching horror movies or any movies. Really,
well, of course, I assume that.
Making masks, of course, and then also painting, drawing, anything with art I like doing. Getting into shooting.
Really?
Yeah.
Give me an example. Like, what do you just shoot like just for fun?
Yeah, just like at the range and
range,
stuff like
okay,
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what I want to do the most thing is find some time to learn how to sculpt and get better at doing that.
Oh, yeah?
I really wanted to make like latex masks. Yeah, that's been I've always wanted to do, and I always say that, but it's just like I can never like find enough time to dedicate it. I have to like manage my time in such a way, but I work so much, it's really tough. But it's a lot of dedication.
What's your favorite mask?
Well, I mean, I would just like to make any sort of monster, really. But I mean, there's.
I was hoping it was Freddy. Freddy.
Well, my favorite horror character is Michael Myers, and but I feel like people have already perfected the mask 10 times over. Like, and it's just like a daunting task to even try to attempt, because people have gotten it so dead on, I think, that it's really hard to one up anybody on that one.
Yeah.
But maybe, someday I'll take a stab at it, but, I would just like to make anything, really, in latex and foam.
What's the most expensive thing you got, Darrin? Cha-ching.
Well, I think probably the most expensive one that I would have is I did like a Jason and Pinhead mashup.
Really? That's sweet.
Yeah, so I did that, and I painted the hockey mask kind of like Pinhead's makeup, and put a bunch of nails in it. And even though I don't really think it's that safe, I put a bunch of protective material, so there wouldn't be any chance of like any punctures going through it at all. So it's a kind of a crazy mask, but it makes me kind of feel uneasy about selling it.
You sell these online?
Yeah, from time to time. I usually what I like to do is I usually like to make them and then put them on my site instead of just putting them on there and having people wait, because that can kind of get a little stressful for the amount of time, because I work so much that it's hard to sometimes keep track of that and to dedicate time for it. So I like to do them at my own pace. That way I don't like to keep everybody waiting for extensive long periods of time. But I do that, and I'll do custom masks here and there.
Right.
People ask me to do some.
Oh, so you do. You're very creative with it. It's not just the
exactly.
normal stuff.
I try to do anything. If they try to say, hey, will you make me a Jason mask with a Punisher symbol on it or something something like that, or I like to do stuff like that, and a lot of people ask me to do custom stuff for them, which I appreciate it for sure, because I love doing it.
Yeah. Why do you think that the Saw franchise was crazy, popular? Why do you think it was so popular, when it first came out in 2004?
Probably because it was something different, and it kind of potentially kicked off the violence level of it.
Yeah.
It was just amplified, and then it kind of took this world in the horror community, and then kind of made spawned all these different kind of movies off of it that were kind of Hostel, The Collector, stuff like that. It was kind of taking it into a different direction.
Yeah,
and kind of almost in the same sense how when Scream came out, it kind of rebooted the horror movies in a sense, because it kind of brought the slashers back from the grave.
Film, sure.
It kind of brought horror, back to the fold again, but different way. And
were you into
the newness? The newness of it all, kind of made people appreciate it more. So
yeah, I agree with you. I mean, Saw is something that I feel like it was new to people. When people saw that first one, they were like, "Whoa!" It was creepy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
no remorse, exactly. No remorse at all from John. No, just you're gone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was,
and of course,
something else.
Yeah, my favorite is, of course, at the end of both of them, it's just game over. That's great. I love it.
Oh yeah.
See,
There's so many classic lines that he had too. I loved a lot of the lines he had.
Yeah, exactly. It's like revenge. You want to get revenge, but.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's see. What kind of music are you into?
For the most part, I like metal for the most part. But I do listen to kind of a little bit of everything except country, I would say. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not really. My mom was a big country, but I like some alternative rock. I did a couple episodes, with rock music, and you know what I mean. So that's my side too. What's your favorite? If you have your favorite artist, who's your favorite?
Oh man, that's a tough one.
All time.
Man, that's really tough.
You don't have a favorite, favorite band that you could just chill with?
I would probably say, probably Black Sabbath. Is my favorite of all time.
Black Sabbath, yeah. I mean, I saw some good ones too. I saw, Killswitch Engage, Rise Against, Ozzy,
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Did you go to concerts or nothing, or no? You just vibe out to them when you...
Yeah, I go to them all the time. I'm always trying to go to concerts. So, that's what sucks with the pandemic, because my girlfriend and I got tickets to go to Alice Cooper.
Yeah.
We got the Deftones, and it sucks because we're gonna have to cancel them, obviously. But
I know I was supposed to see Circa Survive. I was so pissed with some chick, I'm like, damn. It would have been all right, cool. I'm not going, but when I'm with a girl or whatever, it's like.
Yeah, for sure, it makes it a lot funner that way.
Yeah.
Because you're.
Yeah. So you said you're married, right? So she helps you out with. Does she help you out with all this stuff?
For the mask stuff.
Yeah. Does she help you out with your projects and stuff with the mask?
No, not at the moment. But going back to if I do
or is it solo?
Down the road. She's a hairdresser, so she can
help me. There you go.
Yeah, she can help me with the hair aspect of it, which I'm excited for, because I have crazy looking hair on a mask, so those were some of my favorite masks when I was little. They had the ones I had they were really fucked up hair and shit like that on it.
Yeah. So what's I know you said off air that you were kind of a car guy, right?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I was in high school, I really loved cars. I mean, I spent gobs of money on the car I had at the time. Yeah, I did all kinds of shit to it, and then there were so many things that kept going wrong with it, and I finally just said screw it, and I sold it, and then I went to makeup school in California.
Oh, what part?
And then Hollywood.
I mean, of course.
So
that makes sense.
Yeah. Looking back, though, in retrospect, I probably should have just went to Savini's school because it was closer, and I could have probably spent the extra money that I spent on rent out there and just went to his school because it was more expensive, obviously.
Sure.
But I think, his school seems to be a little bit more robust than the one I went to. But also, at this point, I could learn probably just as much, if not more, on YouTube.
Yeah. How did you get?
There's so many great artists on YouTube that it blows my mind. But at that time also, YouTube was kind of not even really a thought of.
Yeah.
It was barely even something. So it's not what it is today. I mean, you could literally, look up anything on YouTube pretty much. I would. Everything's on there. It's crazy.
Yeah, well, how did you decide to do this? Has this always been a passion for you?
Yeah, so basically, it started in Friday the 13th Part 4, Corey Feldman's character, he had all these masks in his room, and, I used to play with them, he used to making hand puppets and stuff like that, and that just always fascinated me, which also is a creation from Tom Savini.
Sure.
And I thought they looked just, awesome, and I was like, man, that's what I want to do. And when you're a kid, you kind of go through these things where you want to be all sorts of things. I mean, I wanted to be a cop at one point, but then I saw RoboCop, and I was like, yeah, no thanks. And they blew Murphy away in the beginning. I was like, holy shit! I don't want to be a cop.
Yeah.
So I started wanting to get into monsters and stuff like that, and I would start getting Fangoria magazines, and we went back to video games. There used to be a movie theater in my local mall, and I'd ride my bike up there, and I would play the kids and the older kids in Mortal Kombat, and I would spank them. And the stipulation was I would get them to go buy me the Mortal Kombat book and Fangoria's. So I used both of them and to work against each other because I would buy the Mortal Kombat book so I could learn all their moves. And then
Mortal Kombat? Yeah, that was my game.
Yeah, it was Mortal Kombat 1 and 2. And Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3.
Yeah, Liu Kang. Yeah.
Make them go buy me the Fangorias because I wasn't old enough to buy them because you had to be 18. And those were the Bible to me when I was growing up. I just collected all of them, and
Mm-hmm.
I lost some of them in a fire that I had at my mom's house, but that kind of sucked. But I saved as much as I could, but that were salvageable. But and I'm slowly collecting them again. But those things were, they had all kinds of information. I mean, that was back in the time when the internet didn't exist, and you had to wait for the next issue to come out to find anything that was going on in the horror community. Yeah.
Sure. How did you get this all, like, I guess what the word is, how did you get such a like business out of it, right? You made a good business out of it. How did you start that? Like, because I'm impressed with how many, like I said earlier, I'm impressed with how many followers. So what's your key to success with this thing?
Well, basically, I just try to, I try to do more obscure things and the harder ones that not a lot of people usually do.
Sure.
But I try to look at it as a business first off. Like I always try to like figure out what it is that I would buy as a horror fan first of all, and then like second of all, I would try to just kind of concentrate on creating whatever it is that is, and then kind of putting my own spin on it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I try to be consistent and try to make everything look. Like every mask that I create is like you can kind of tell like who how like a certain artist, like a painter for instance,
can
paint a picture and then like instantly by looking at it you could tell like, oh, that was done by so and so, because they have their own kind of look, like they have their own aesthetic that goes into each mask.
Mm-hmm. So how long would it take, for an example, how long does it take to make one mask? Like, I guess that's probably a crazy question, right? Because you never know how long.
Yeah.
Like, how long does it take you to make one? Like, is it take a long time to get one done, or can you get them done quick?
Well, I never try to do something quick.
Right. Okay.
I always like to take my time, and if it takes a little bit longer, I always, tell the person, hey, look, I want to have a little bit more time with this. But it depends it kind of depends if, like, how much I'm working at my normal job.
Sure.
How many hours of free time that I have on it. But usually it could take anywhere from 2 to 6 weeks, maybe even perhaps 8 weeks. It just depends on like how much labor extensive it is. Like if it's like the pinhead one, for example, that could take a little bit more time because I'm trying to. Sometimes I'll try to go with the flow and like figure out the best way to like say make sure that those nails will never go through the mask, the puncture. Like say if somebody punched that mask as hard as they could, and I just want to ensure that there's no possible way that somebody could get hurt by it.
Right.
So I'll like think about it for a while and ponder how I'm going to execute it, and then we go from there. But I usually like to take anywhere from 2 to 6 weeks typically on a normal mask. Yeah, because I mean you got to do the same, like all the drilling. And then, you got to do the eye cuts. And, each movie has specific eye cuts. So, they're different shapes and sizes. So you kind of got to take that into account as well. And then, there's so many details that go into the Jason masks. Then every nick, scratch, dent. People are really, they a lot of the times they want every detail that you can possibly do, or they want, just kind of a loosely based, which is, those can take a lot less time because they're not as extensive. You're not concentrating on every nick, scratch, and whatnot.
Yeah. So when it comes to, I guess, would you consider Saw like a legendary series, or would you, or like, what do you think like the legacy of Saw is? Like at the very, like when it comes down to it, because this should be the last one, you would think, right? Or do you think that Spiral it'll be like Spiral 1, Spiral 2, because Chris Rock is making his appearance?
Yeah, I think this is not going to be the last one. I think this is going to be a whole new series. They're going to make, this is going to be essentially part 1 of this Book of Saul. And it's going to, I don't know if Lee Winnell and James Wan are involved in this in any aspect, but if they are, I think that it will, it'll keep that feeling throughout this whole new series that they're going to go with, because I think they are the rubber that holds the glue together in all this series. I think, if they're going to go with the prequel aspect, I mean, they could go, it could almost essentially be what I think they should have done at the beginning. I always felt that they killed him off too soon.
Yeah, exactly. So that should be interesting to see who. I think someone's obviously going to die. Wouldn't that be cool if Chris Rock dies? That'd be cool. But like or someone like huge dies. Who else is big in the? What's the name of the dude isn't not Samuel Jackson? Isn't it, who's the star in that movie? Like who are the main stars? Darren, do you know?
It's not. It escapes me right now, but I know I did see Samuel in the trailer, but I can't remember exactly.
So what do you think? What do you think happens? Like, what do you think happens? You think?
I think it's going to be the beginning of it. I think it's going to be the beginning of they're going to uncover, the first parts of Jigsaw becoming Jigsaw. I think.
Yeah,
it's going to happen in this.
This is something. This is going to be the movie that never ends. It'll be like It'll be like Saw 30. Yeah, it'll be like Saw 30.
I've been trying not to watch as much trailers because here's the thing, I like watching trailers. It gets me pumped up for it, but also it kind of ruins some sort of things for me because I'll go to the movie and then I'll be like, oh fuck, I already know what happens. Because they show like a lot of the good parts and you're like, oh well, I know how this is gonna end, and then it spoils it for you. So I watched the trailer once, and then I haven't watched it again, so I'm probably not going to watch any more trailers until it comes out, just because I want to be kind of on the edge of my seat with it.
Yeah. What do you do for fun? You got a bunch of...
Honestly, aside from making masks, and we like to go to, we like to go to the movies sometimes, go out to eat, and then... we've been trying to go to some comedy shows as well. But
really, you're a comedy? Yeah, I try to be a comedian, but it never works. I got a funny story that I tell too many times to people.
Oh, nice. Well,
Oh, well, I don't think you want to know. I don't think you want to hear it. I don't think you want to hear it.
Well, hey man, if that's something you're interested in, I think you should. Just
No. I'm not interested in it. I'm just trying to get people to laugh.
Well, hey man, that's good though. A lot of people need to laugh sometimes. I mean, a lot of people sometimes, to me, are really serious, too serious sometimes. So it's good to laugh and blow some steam and stuff like that. But it just like to go to concerts. Watch movies, hang out.
Yeah. What do you see the future of your business? Like, do you have? What do you see the future like? Going forward.
What's great is, recently I got in contact with Trick or Treat, and I always wanted to work for them and make some masks as well. Like getting back to the making the latex masks, and they're pretty much dominating. Like they're the new Don Post to me from when I was a little kid. I mean, they're just releasing mask after mask, and I'm just blown away by how many licenses that they're getting. It's just incredible how much stuff they're putting out, and I'm so grateful that I get to sell their masks on my site as well. And I couldn't ask for more because I believe in their quality of their products.
Yeah. So.
They're coming out with all kinds of stuff. Like, now they have Michael Myers figures.
Michael Myers, yeah.
And then they're making busts and Italian zombies, which I loved growing up, like those Italian zombies from, like Lucio Fulci. And I mean, it's just incredible how much stuff they're putting out. And I was like, I could only have wished all this stuff existed when I was a little kid. And
do you have repeats?
Yeah, a lot of people, this guy in particular, he's been buying masks for me ever since I started, which is awesome.
That's awesome, dude.
He's bought so many masks for me, and I'm so thankful that, he trusts me so much, and then he, anytime he has like some custom idea, and in fact, he started the Crimson Ghost craze. Like I couldn't believe, like, you know, I did one, and then I, like, of course, like, I look back at that first mask that I created, and I was like, man, that was okay, but like, man, but like by now, like I'm getting to the point where I can somewhat perfect it, you know. But it's like every Crimson Ghost one is different because it's just like they're all drawn by hand, so it's like, you know, everyone varies, but I feel like I draw it better every single time. But he's been a supporter, you know, since day one, and I love that.
Yeah. So how long?
And then there's a couple other guys that have bought multiple things from me too as well. So I can always appreciate that. It helps.
Yeah. Do you ever get nervous? Like, because someone pays. Yeah, because they pay pretty good money, and I would get nervous.
Oh yeah. Every time they send out a mask guy, I'm like, oh man, I hope they like it. And then I you know, if I don't hear anything, or you know, sometimes I get like self-doubt and like, man, do they like it? Do they hate it? You know, because I'm always worried about that, because it's it's your name on the line. So, you know, it's your reputation.
Right, like, right. And since it's a business, you want them to know that you're not messing around and you're taking it seriously. I get it.
Oh yeah, because you know, that's the last thing I want is a bad reputation. Because there's been many people, you know, throughout the years of when I first started doing the Jason masks. I mean, it got so oversaturated at one point. I just took a break because it was just like, you know, I was, you know, making masks, and all these newer people were coming out, and they were doing them for, you know, next to nothing, which is, you know, I get it. Like, you're trying to get your name out of there.
Sure. Sure. And that's the thing.
But then, you know, these people that were doing that, like, you know, this one guy in particular, I won't name his name. But,
well, sure. I mean,
he was making, you know, a bunch of masks, and he was selling them for dirt cheap, you know, but he was also kind of taking people's money. He wasn't sending the masks. So, and there's been a couple people like that, you know, and it's just like, you know, I feel bad for these people that, you know, because it's happened to me many times. Like, I've sent some money. I used to, that way back in the day, like, there was only one guy that was making Michael Myers masks, and I was like,
wow, really?
I was totally totally gung ho about it. And I saw it as soon as I saw it. I saved up all my money to try to buy it.
No, but that just led me to my next question. Is it saturated now, like the business, or because I'll be honest with you, Darrin. When I looked, because I wanted to do this episode for a while, right? We've had this plan for a while, and when I searched, yeah, not to get your head big or anything, but I looked up masks and stuff, and you were the first one that clicked, and I, not to get all sentimental either, I appreciate you doing this. The thing about it is what's the long term, like, I know I asked you this, but is this something that you see yourself doing, like, because you're a contractor, right? Are you an independent contractor?
Not necessarily. I just kind of...
You're freelance. Whatever.
Yeah. Exactly. I guess that's the better way to put it. Is just a freelancer. I mean, I just do. I'm not working under anybody. I just kind of do my own.
So
thing.
You're not really. Yeah, it's either that or independent contractor. But you're not independent contractor. So you're right. You're a freelancer. Yeah. So.
Yeah. So I just do that, and then but like I just try to, you know, kind of do things at my own pace, and then I try to get better as the time goes. You know, I like to just try harder. Like, you know, even I'm only as good as my last mask.
Sure, that's I know you're not a sports person, but that's how it is in sports too, or that's how it is in like music, or that's in life. That's it. In life, that's it.
Yeah, exactly.
For real.
That's the words to live by, I think.
No, except for anything in life, for any activity, for any job, you're only as good as the last one. You get fired if you're not good. Like these, like these people that, you know, are anchors and stuff for this quarantine, you know, for this, pandemic. If they go on the news and stink up the joint, see ya, because there's someone else that can do better.
Oh yeah,
or
exactly.
If someone says something wrong, bye bye.
Yeah, there can, for sure.
Yeah.
And there's so many hockey mask painters and even mask makers in general that a lot of them are really, really talented, and I look up to all of them. Like they inspire me every time I see any of their work. I love following all of them, and I'm not like one of those people that are like, oh, well, he's better than me, and blah blah blah. Like, I appreciate all of their work.
Yeah.
It's incredible, like how detailed that some of these guys get the masks. I'm blown away even by looking at them. I'm like, wow, yeah, because I know exactly how much detail and how much work goes into all these, and like a lot of people don't understand that. There's more to it than meets the eye. It's just not. It's not like we just get the mask and then just
right because
and then voila. It's hours of labor.
And you probably hate that there's such a stigma about your product that people think, oh, it's just a Halloween product, right? You hate that. Now, but at the same time, that probably, fortunately or unfortunately, that probably does your best business, correct?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I mean, so it's like your Super Bowl at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. So Halloween's always usually a good time for all.
Well, yeah, it's like your Super Bowl though, for real, right? And you get the most sales. And you get the most repeat, I would assume.
Yeah, exactly. Because then like once you sell a couple masks to somebody, you start to build a rapport with them, and they feel comfortable dealing with you because they're continuously buying from you, and then you establish that relationship and trust, and that's what I like doing. I like I always like to package everything up, So, I don't know what these guys do at UPS, the post office. It looks like they sometimes stop on them. When they deliver them like packages to my door, I don't know what they're doing. So I like to make them nice and sturdy and make sure if they kick them, that it's not gonna demolish the product inside.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So let's just talk about Saw for this recap Saw a little bit. Why do you think there's been? I know we mentioned it earlier, but why do you think there's been so many people involved? Because it's like I know it's different things, but I've done what's the word I'm looking for? Like I did not biographies, but I guess history podcasts. Because I did one on, I don't know if you listened to it, but I did a podcast on Grand Theft Auto. Even though it's video game to movie. It's still similar in the fact that these are legendary, I guess, releases. I mean, and the same thing goes. Why do you think there's so many people involved with this? It's kind of weird that it's so great, but then people leave after one or two. New direct. I don't think there's a director. There's one director that's done 4 that took a break.
I think it was Darrin Lynn Bosman.
Right. That did those. And then, why do you think that though? Or you just probably have no idea, huh? It's just the way it is.
Maybe creative differences, but also I don't know. I think Lee Winnell, which is one of the original writers, has been a producer at least throughout. But I could be wrong. I would have to go back and look. But
not trying to cut you off. I'm sorry, but he did 2, 3, and 4, and then he's coming back for Spiral. Director, Darrin. Yeah, so he did 2, 3, and 4, and then he's coming back for Spiral 2020.
Wait, Darrin Bosman or
Bosman? Yeah, Boseman.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, Bosman.
It's his first in 13 years. That's wild.
Yeah, that is crazy. Because wow, that just made me feel old.
Well, see, we're probably around the same. It seems like everyone I've had on this show, we're around the same age. I think. Did we? Yeah, I think we're around the same age. I'm 30. I'm 33. I won't ask you to say how old you are, but I'm 33. So we're around the same, right?
Yeah, I'm a little older.
Oh, well, close enough,
Yeah, but we're around the same.
Yeah.
We're around the same. No, not too many years apart. But,
Yeah.
But that is crazy, though. That's been that long.
But the producers have been the same, though. This is the first time the producer's different.
Yeah.
But Mark Berg and Oren Cools. But they're both there, but Greg Hoffman's also there. There's one more. They added one more. But the original 2 are still there.
Yeah.
So
was it Lee Winnell and James Wan, or are they involved at all?
No, it doesn't look like it. It looks like they're not there for that one. And that's a shame too.
Yeah, because I think like I said earlier, I think that they're kind of the rubber that holds glue together.
Yeah, I laughed how it said that. I laughed how it said Saw 3D was going to be its last incarnation. I'm like, no, it's not. Everyone says that shit. Everyone says that shit.
Yeah, it was just like even Friday the 13th, the final chapter. I knew that was the end.
Yeah.
Even way back when, you know. But I think that there's so many people involved in this is because kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Not really
complex. You think it's complex?
Yeah, because it is so, you know, the narrative is so tightly, you know, woven together that it has to be.
Sure.
You know, but like I feel like there's so many people involved because they're wanting to create the next one,
right,
with or without whomever is involved. So
you know,
like, you know, if you're not going to want to be involved in this, if you got another project going, we're still going to make this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and what's wild is
whether or not you're involved or not.
And what's wild is if you go on Rotten Tomatoes, it's really not the highest rated. Like there's mixed reviews. It kind of reminds me of an Adam Sandler film. But no, but in all seriousness,
I know.
In all seriousness, though, it is mixed. I didn't mean like in the comedic sense. I meant in just the rating sense. But
I know, and it's funny that you mentioned that because my girlfriend and I were in fact looking at the Rotten Tomato, numbers. We were like, well, how does this rate? Because like when we were rewatching them all, we were like, well, wait, like.
So what? Yeah.
I couldn't remember like part 4, 5, 6, and 7 because I didn't see the 7th one, and I like vaguely remembered the other ones. And I was like, I can't even remember if I watched these. And then like I would like as we were watching them, I was like, yeah, I did see this part, But like as we were like looking through them on we watched them on Vudu.
There you go.
And,
yeah.
And we were looking through them, and it's like, wow, this got 13%, and like.
Yeah. Oh, really? That bad? That bad?
Yeah. I mean, I'm assuming that it was that because it was. It might have not been exactly 13, but it was like a very low number. We were like, what?
Well, we can. And if Spiral sucks, then we can just blame Chris Rock as he's the executive producer. We can just blame him.
Yeah, exactly. But like, what's weird is a lot of those Salt movies, they're tied together so well that there's no way if I was a reviewer that I would give it a 13% ever.
Yeah. Exactly.
And that's I think it just got kind of a stigma behind it because it was just kind of classified in a torture porn.
Sure. Yeah, I was actually going to say that term, but I didn't know if you, if you were okay with not saying you wouldn't be, but I was just like, should I say it or not?
Oh, yeah, no, you're fine. You can say anything you want.
Well, trust me, you need to listen to all 85 of these episodes. This is like I think this is like 86 or 87. So trust me, when I had Frank, my last host, I've been doing this by myself. You probably don't need to know all this, but I've been doing it by myself for a while. We would cuss all the time, dude. And my mom for real. And my mom finally came up to me and was like, dude, and my mom, I'm a mama's boy at heart. She's like, Sean, cut it out. And I'm like, yes, mommy. I'm just kidding. Hosting your own podcast is all about throwing stuff at the wall and hoping it sticks. Like, I think this, you know what I mean? Like, that's in life too, is you don't know what's going to be successful. I'm sure that's the same thing with your job is you have an idea, right, for a mask, and then you make it, but you're not 100% sure it's going to be a hit, right? Am I wrong?
Yeah, I struggle with that all the time. Like, man, is anybody going to even give a shit about this? And then, sometimes they don't. And then it's cool, whatever. But,
Darrin.
you just move on.
Darrin, we've been talking for an hour. I wonder who gives a shit now. If they make it through an hour, we should give them a shout out on Instagram if they make it through an hour. Start a hashtag.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'm down with that.
Yeah, we should. I'm gonna put that. I'm gonna be like hashtag whatever. If you make it through an hour, I'll mail you a sticker.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm down for that.
Shit, man. So tell me about tell me about. I guess you said, what was the town you said near? You said near Cleveland, right?
Yeah.
So tell me about how it's going right now with Ohio. Did they shut down the state? Like, what's going on with that?
So for right now, we're basically, if you're non-essential worker.
Non-essential. I love that shit. Non-essential.
Yeah, you're supposed to stay home, and it's kind of up in the air. Like they're not really.
Yeah.
He's putting strict guidelines, which you're not supposed to be like playing basketball outside.
Did you hear
traveling with large groups and stuff like that? So everything's kind of like really weird. But I have noticed the pure rage on the road. And,
Oh yeah. Did you see the? Hey Darrin, did you see the hashtags about Florida recently?
No, I haven't seen
Hashtag Florida morons, because Jacksonville's opened up their beach and people are flocking in just spades, bro.
Really?
Yeah, like idiots. Hashtag Florida morons. That's the point. But it's like,
oh man.
Yeah, and because genius Ron DeSantis is leaving it up to the municipalities, well, that means if you really want to be an idiot, you can. So.
Wow, that's unfortunate because that's the thing with the virus. I think it's if they're in such a small area together, and one of them has, that could be.
It's not funny, but yeah, you make a good point.
Yeah,
I was sick like last month, and who knows? I could have had the Rona, man. I could have had the Rona, dude. Like.
Well, yeah. Not only that, like, my girlfriend and I, we went to Florida in.
Oh, really?
February for her birthday.
What part?
Venice.
Oh, okay. That's near Miami, right? Or no, I guess it's not. You think I would know? You think I would know? I lived there. You think I would know?
Yeah, I think it's more north to that, but
whatever.
We went there, because her grandma has a condo, and she got super sick. It was insane how sick she got, and she could have had it, and then we got home, and then next thing you know, it was like a couple of weeks after that, and then the corona came out, and it's just like, she could have had it.
Yeah.
And luckily, I was with her the whole time, but I didn't get it. But so, I don't know how. I feel like I would have got it if it was that contagious. But I try to take precautions. Wash my hands a lot. But it's freaky. I don't know how exactly. How fast and quickly this thing could really spread. So you never know. I'd always like to try to be safe than sorry. But if these people are doing that at the beach and stuff like that, that's kind of crazy.
Did you? Now the question is, Darrin, since they're going to renew all this Saw series, the question is, will they bring back Saw the video game? Saw. Well, they did two. They did 2 video games. I'm surprised they stopped that in 10, but they did Saw 2. One of my favorite video game titles, Saw 2: Flesh and Blood. That's top 10 video game titles. Has to be.
Well, believe it or not, I didn't honestly know that they had a Saw video game.
Yeah.
You said something about it.
Yeah, PS. I think maybe, I don't know if it was PS2, but I think it was.
That's crazy.
2010, 10 years ago. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Wow. So what were the stipulations of the game? How did you what was it? Were you just kind of trapped and you had to
Yeah.
Get out of the trap?
This guy. Yeah. 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 It's third person. It's developed by. I'm looking at. Of course, there's Google. Magic. And of course, you'd be shocked to realize that the cover is a guy in one of those metal things,
Oh yeah.
Metal cages and shit.
Oh yeah, exactly.
PlayStation 3 even better. I was wrong. Your third person. They did Saw 9 or Saw the video game in 2009. And then, this was a third-person game, go around.
Oh, okay.
Survival.
Yeah,
You're right, survival. Yeah, survival.
Okay, yeah, because there was a point in time where I completely stopped playing video games for a while. And then I got into it a little bit when the Xbox One came back.
Right.
And then, but I didn't have much time to play them, so because I was always working, and then I would spend my free time doing other things, like I would try to make masks in that time. So I kind of chose my time to do that instead of doing anything else, really. But I played a little bit, I think it was Mortal Kombat X.
Yeah,
I started playing again, but yeah, there was a point in time where I was just like kind of out of the loop with all the video games at that point. So
what's the what do you enjoy most about doing that? Like, what's your most? I guess what do you enjoy most about it? Like, is it the building part, or is it the satisfaction of the customer?
I think pretty much a little bit of everything, because I like taking the blank mask and then just seeing it progress over time into what it becomes. And, like I really like doing, I don't know if you saw that or not, but I did a time lapse of me painting a Crimson Ghost mask. But I of course, sped it up, tremendously, so it wouldn't bore everybody to death. But I just so you kind of saw like how it is, like every single step of the way, and just seeing it come from one form and then into the end form and then shipping it out and then the person being happy with it. It's awesome.
Yeah. Well, I know who to go for my Jason mask now.
Well, thank you.
But I'm just expecting a little discount. No pressure.
Oh, yeah. No, I'll hook you up.
No. I'm just messing around. But all right, man. Well, how can we find you online? Social media handles.
So my Instagram is ghoulish_creations, and then if you want to go to my website, it's www.ghoulishcreations.net. Those are the best ways, I would say, to get in touch with me. Send me a message, or there's a contact form on my website as well. If you want to send a message through there, I always get back to those as fast as I possibly can. So I'm always checking those throughout the day. I might not get to you as within 1 or 2 minutes or two, but I'll get to you as fast as I can, because usually I'm always at work, so it might take me a little bit of time to respond to you.
All right, dude.
But so
hashtag saw happy hour. That's what it is.
Oh yeah. You made it past the hour mark.
Yeah, exactly. All right, well, stay safe, all right, buddy? I appreciate you coming on.
Hey, yeah, thanks, man. You too. I appreciate you reaching out to me.
Yeah, no doubt, awesome. Man. We'll keep in touch.
All right, yeah, man. Just let me know.
All right, man. Have a good one.
All right. Thanks. Take care.
All right, bye.
All right, bye.
Now it is time for my sensible thought. I want to thank Darrin from Ghoulish Creations for coming on the show today. It was awesome to talk to him, to understand his point of view on, how to create things artfully and not just mass produce, but put thought, put effort, into creating something. And there's no better example of that than someone who, grinds and values detail. So much respect to Darrin. All right, before I go, I want to let you know that we are on Patreon, patreon.com/Sensibly Cynical. Amber became our first patron recently. You can join her. Check out that website today. We have 2 tiers, and you'll get plenty of benefits. The money will go right back into this podcast. Just new equipment. That's it. Just a new speaker. That's it. That's all it'll go to. We are on Twitter @CynicalSensibly Instagram, Sensibly Cynical Pod, and you can check out our Facebook group. If you could please subscribe, rate, and review us on iTunes, it would be highly appreciated. Once again, thank you for listening to Sensibly Cynical. Take care.